Well, good to have you on Good Day Seattle. And this morning, our entire state is under an emergency. Heavy rain has caused major flooding, turning roads into rivers and prompting thousands of evacuations. It's good to have you here on this Thursday, December 11th. I'm Bill Wixie.
And hi, everyone. I'm Erin Miofsky. Governor Ferguson saying he expects tens of thousands of Washingtonians to be evacuated in the coming days. He is scheduled to give an update at noon.
And we have team coverage on this weather alert day here in studio. Adam Gerke tracking road closures and conditions on the roads. Chief Meteorologist Brian McMillan continues timing out the rain and the rising rivers.
And Sean Chitness is up in the North Sound in Skagit County near the floodplains area. Matt Smith is in Snohomish County, and Abby Oconee is in King County.
And we begin with Fox 13's Nikki Torres in Pierce County, where homes are already under go now evacuation orders. Nikki, what are you seeing there?
Well, Bill, good morning. We have been continually just watching how much this water has moved towards us. And actually, if you want to look right over there, Fernando, go ahead and show the top of this property right here, kind of near where that mailbox is. That's near where we were standing earlier this morning when we first got out here. So you can really see the several feet that this water has been moving and how much it has risen within the last several hours. But more importantly, I want you to see how aggressive that river is just off into the distance. That is the Puyallup River right there. Earlier this morning, we did have Valley Water District come by. They gave us a quick guesstimate of how quickly they believe that the water is moving. They estimated right around 12 to 13 feet per second. Brian McMillan said earlier this morning that this area is already at a moderate flood stage. As you can tell, this is near a trailer park. This is actually in a neighborhood here in East Pierce County. So this is something that we are going to watch continually throughout this morning, as we have been. But already, just taking a look, you can see that all of this is starting to push really large debris all throughout this area. And when we're talking about this debris, we're talking full-size trees that are being moved with that current. We're live in East Pierce County. I'm Nikki Torres, Fox 13 News. Back to you in studio.
So the Pierce County town of Orting is quite literally in the crosshairs of this flooding right here. It is flanked by the Carbon and the Puyallup rivers, and the mayor of Orting, Joshua Penner, joining us live. Mayor, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, so
thanks for having me.
We know that there have been level 3 evacuations, go now evacuations in some area of, or some areas, I should say, of Orting. Can you tell us more about that?
Yesterday, we had a level 3 go now evacuation warning for one of the areas on the north side of town, in proximity to the Puyallup River. Right now, we have some overtopping of the Carbon River levee, and so we have issued a level 2 be ready to go order over there.
Downtown Orting is right there along the Carbon River, and on the other side, the Puyallup. How is downtown doing right now?
Downtown is dry, thankfully. So our location of our ESC is warm and dry, and that's where we have our evacuation center. Folks need a warm place to stay as well.
How much are the rivers spilling their banks at this point?
We have a golf course near the north side of town that is mostly submerged. Thankfully, there's nobody that lives on the golf course. Is more than we can pump back into the rivers, I think, at this point. The risk is that once the levees start to overtop, then they start to deteriorate rapidly from there. And so they could definitely open up quite a bit faster once they start to overtop. It structurally weakens the levee.
Right. And so how's the levee doing this morning?
Our levee systems are a mix. Our newer levee system that we've worked on is doing wonderful. Some of the older levees, we're talking 50, 60, 70 years old, are definitely being stressed by the amount of water coming off of the mountain at this point.
How concerned are you about the safety of the people in your town?
Oh, I think I'm always concerned about the safety of the folks in my town. That's why we have such an active integrated emergency operations center, and we're working with our county and state partners. We're trying to make sure we get good information located where it's needed, so we don't create panic where it's not needed. But we can provide information for the folks that need to move or be ready to move, so that way they can make plans accordingly.
What resources are available to folks there in Orting?
Well, life safety resources for sure. We have an evacuation center if folks need a place to stay warm, if they get displaced from their home. If the situation elevates, we'll flex our staff and our partner resources to make sure we take care of them. And of course, we're kind of a hub for swiftwater rescue. Being between two rivers, we've got a tremendous swiftwater rescue team with Pierce County Sheriff and Central Pierce Fire and Rescue. But God willing, folks stay out of the river, whether on purpose or on accident. That would be the best opportunity here.
Absolutely. The Mayor of Orting, Joshua Penner, thank you for chatting with us. We appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, it is 10:06 right now, and this is that picture that you were talking about US 12.
This is US 12, northwest of Yakima, out near Natchez, and this is US 12, one of the main thoroughfares here through our state. This is completely washed out. Thankfully, they had closed this road overnight before this happened, but this is going to be an issue for a very, very long time. They do have a detour around it, but that's the Natchez River right there. It overflowed its banks, and it just chewed up the road, and both lanes completely gone now at this point. So they do have that detour, this road out here, and in the meantime, US 12 is washed out. This is a statewide problem here, folks, and I haven't even gotten a chance to mention the fact that there's a high wind warning east of the Cascades today in some spots around central Washington. They saw the high winds out in central Washington, out in spots like Leavenworth and Chelan yesterday. Tons of trees down, power out there in Leavenworth, and they can't get out of there right now because US 2 is closed, Blewett Pass is closed too. It's kind of a tough situation out in that direction. Meanwhile, west of the Cascades, we are continuing to deal with some rain. However, it has lightened up dramatically and will continue to do so as the morning goes on. Right now, up to the north in Bellingham and out towards Skagit County, we're looking much drier. We're looking drier down towards Seattle and Tacoma as well. I am expecting still a little bit of rain today, but it's not going to be much. Maybe another 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch or so, and that'll be through the end of today. As far as our river levels go, here we go. We've already set records out at Snohomish. I expect to set a record along the Skagit at Concrete and Mount Vernon coming up later today and into tomorrow morning. Both of those are of big concern because we have a flash flooding potential here below Cedro-Woolley. If you get into the valleys and some of the lower elevations, if we see a dike or levee failure, we are going to have likely a flash flood warning pop up on your phones, and you're going to want to get to high ground quick. So what do we do when there's a flash flood warning? Act fast. Remember, flash floods are flash for a reason. They happen fast. Avoid floodwaters and know your route. Know how to get to high ground if you're in those areas. Highs today, back for everybody else, will be into the mid-50s. This, again, is such a big issue, just not just here in these areas close to the rivers, but also in areas, on the north end of the state, out towards some of our smaller rivers. It's not just the big rivers, it's the small ones too. And I want to send it on over to Adam Gerke.
Yep. Adam,
we have two ways to get to Canada. One of those is through a town called Sumas up there.
Yep.
And they are seeing catastrophic flooding at the moment.
Yeah, can't get through Sumas right now, as a matter of fact. Take a look at this. I'm just going to let you soak this in for half a second here, because this is along State Route 9, right near Johnson Creek, which is looking right through the heart of downtown Sumas, and canoes only at this point. And that is absolutely one of the worst points I've seen so far. That along State Route 9, and that closer in towards the U.S.-Canadian border. Also of concern while we're looking in and through the north, let me also just illustrate how many closures we have here along the Cascade foothills, along 203, 202, 203. 203 just south of Monroe, getting in towards Duval, also just south of Carnation, moving in towards Falls City. 202 at Falls City. I-90 headed eastbound, east of North Bend, still blocked off because of landslides, mudslides, and trees down. 18 Issaquah Hobart to I-90, also closed for the same reason. US 2 between Index Galena and Leavenworth, completely shut down. Blewett Pass 97 shut down at this point. But looking to the north, this is that Sumas area. Also in through Whatcom County, we're seeing problems on 544 and 546. We've also had troubles along State Route 20, moving in through the Pioneer Highway, Stanwood Camino, moving towards Arlington, and 530. The issues just continue to roll out for us moving in through the north. Through the south end, we've seen troubles on 410 and 162 and 165. If you're looking to head to eastern Washington right now, I'm going to route you on I-5 south to Portland, 84, and then east.